The original standard for Wi-Fi encryption is WEP, which stands for Wired Equivalency Privacy. That was the standard in the sense that it was part of the 802.11 standard that Wi-Fi access points follow. It uses a 40-bit password/key, and that key is the same for all users. And I say password/key because typically in a cafe or something, the password would be written on a chalkboard as a sequence of 10 hex digits that users had to enter. So it wasn't very user-friendly, and it turns out it also wasn't very secure. Internally, it's based on using that 40-bit password, plus a number that's made up for every separate frame, which is the initialization vector for that frame, combining those two with RC4 to form a stream cipher. But you can't use the same key and initialization vector every time for a stream cipher, so we need those different frames to use different initialization vectors. In a little more detail, the RC4 box there represents that random number generator that you're familiar with. And you remember that RC4 is initialized from some string that can often be a password. So that's the key coming in here. And then added to that, as some extra bytes, is some initialization vector that the sender over a Wi-Fi frame would pick. And then we keep asking RC4 for random numbers. So these arrows here really represent the implicit communication of the state of the RC4 algorithm from one step to another. And each time we ask that RC4 algorithm for a new random number, it can give us a byte, which we can XOR with our plaintext to get a ciphertext. So the usual picture of a stream cipher. That stream cipher aspect covers confidentiality. To cover integrity, then we need some sort of hashing or checksum. WEP just uses a CRC, a cyclic redundancy check, that we talked about being used at the Ethernet level as well, but there it didn't have anything to do with encryption. Here it is trying to be used as a way of ensuring integrity. So that CRC is added to the payload that's going to be sent on the frame after all the other ciphertext bytes. If we think of these plaintext pieces as bytes being XOR'd one at a time, because RC4 naturally gives us a byte out each time, the CRC is 32 bits, so we do 4 more XORs at the end. All of those are put together into one frame that goes over the wire with a header that's specific to Wi-Fi. But along with those bytes, we also have to supply the initialization vector. So every frame that we send will have a fresh initialization vector, and then the ciphertext from the stream encoding, followed by the CRC, also encrypted.